notice how consistently there is an attempt to sever your connection to simple, natural, long-standing traditions and ideas. Your relationship with food, like whether you're a vegan or you're a carnivore diet, coffee drinking, mountain dwelling barbarian, however you enjoy food, there is no doubt, just look at words like feast and festival, carne and carnival, that the food we eat has an inherent and integral connection to our lives. It's one of the ways we organize. It's one of the ways that we connect. That's perhaps why when it was proposed that lab meat might be a suitable alternative for, regular meat, the great nation of Italy that prides itself on tradition and family and perhaps above all else, I don't know, I'm not Italian, food, rejected it out of hand, seeing it for what it was, the insidious rise of power that sought to connect people, not only from a source of nutrition, but a connection to tradition. Well, Ron DeSantis has obviously understood that the fake food fight is a fake food fight that can be fought on a global stage. And he has understood that banning the production of lab meats in the state of Florida would be popular. And it seems like it's gone over pretty well. Why don't you lot let me know what you think in the chat, and let's have a look at how this is being reported on in legacy media. And those of you fervid anti-globalists out there, note the use of the font on the podium and tell me in the chat where you've seen it before.
You will not be seeing any lab-grown meat on grills in Florida. Governor DeSantis made that official today, signing a bill that bans the manufacture and sale of cultivated meats.
This mouth-watering sizzle and sear is more science to stomach than farm to table, and that's why it won't be happening in Florida.
Take your fake lab-grown meat elsewhere. We're not doing that in the state of Florida.
That's the message behind the bill Governor DeSantis signed Wednesday. It takes aim at meat grown by scientists in a lab, making it a crime to manufacture or sell cultivated meat in Florida.
What they want to say is this is the same as raising cattle. And
it's the WF. They've used the WEF logo on the podium. That is a good touch.
And doing it naturally, then there's no reason that you have this industry. So it is designed to represent a threat to agriculture as we know it.
And supporters say the new law offers protections to Florida's cattle industry.
It's never been more important than today to protect Florida's farmers and ranchers, and that's what this legislation does.
But opponents say concerns about lab-grown meat are overblown. Federal regulators have already said some products are safe and ready to eat after receiving FDA approval last year, a point made by cultivated meat industry members during the legislative session.
Cultivated meat is safe, period.
Where have I heard that before? I've heard that before somewhere from globalists about something being safe and effective. It wasn't meat, though. It was something else that I had to take for my health that later turned out to give people blood clots, you bastards!
We make our chicken with a safe process in a safe environment, and USDA inspectors are on site during operations at all times, from beginning to end.
Others have argued this law threatens the free market and is too short-sighted.
By potentially criminalizing cultivated meat, poultry, and seafood, this bill stifles innovation, limits consumer choice and free market principles, and undermines economic growth.
That's the world we live in now. That's the legalese. That's the administrative language. Those are the kind of arguments that you're stifling economic growth. It's the free market. You gotta let us sell you this stuff. You gotta let Bill Gates buy up every last little bit of farmland that's available.
Running America's family farm is off family land. Basically, we can't buy the land once Bill Gates moves into the area. For example, his data center is right next door here. And since he's located in Boynton, Virginia, land prices have went through the roof, $15,000, $20,000 an acre. What farmer do you know that can pay that kind of money per acre, off anything that we can grow on the farm? He doesn't do anything when he comes into these areas to support community-based organizations or invest back into these communities. That's what's hurting America right now.
Yeah.
And what he's trying to do now in the food industry is the same thing that they've done with seeds. When they put genetically modified seeds in, and now he wants to do that with beef. But America's farmers are proud farmers, and I'm asking Americans not to support fake meat, but to support farmers out here who grow beef like I do, and poultry and pork, support America's farmers and not support Bill Gates and this mega theory and mindset that he has.
Yeah.
It's really called greed.
Bill Gates' practices in India brought him to the attention of friend of the show and fantastic thinker Vandana Shiva. What a teacher, what a leader, what a human being. She lets us know in no uncertain terms what she thinks of Bill Gates.
Bill Gates did not invent anything. The basic program was made by some mathematics professors in a college. The office operating system was by a software engineer, and he bought it for $50,000. He's built the empire by creating patents on software. And the first WTO meeting in Singapore gave him tax concessions, which is why all the IT industry moved to India. The fact that Silicon Valley became India's Silicon Valley is because they could save $40 billion annually, paying lower wages for the same work. It was an outsourcing of software, all for Bill Gates. And then he started to put some of his money into philanthropy. And everyone thinks, wow, he's such a generous man. He gives so much. I've done an analysis in the book. Every place he gives to is his former future markets.
That's pretty staggering. What an incredible display of generosity that was by Bill Gates, getting those 40 million jobs over there outsourced into India. What generosity Bill Gates must be operating with when he buys up thousands and thousands of acres of farmland, with the investments of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation into the WHO, whose treaty has been gleefully at least rebuffed in the United Kingdom. What an astonishing story. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.